Okay, so this past Wednesday night on AEW Dynamite, MJF shocked the world when he formed his own heel stable with his big boy Wardlow, FTR, Tully Blanchard, and SHAWN SPEARS. And this new heel stable, I should say, shocked everyone in AEW, including me. And the reason why it shocked so many people because you just never expected MJF to align himself with SHAWN SPEARS and FTR. I know I didn't. Like, if you watched my previous AEW videos, subscribe to the channel, I said that, with FTR now being aligned with SHAWN SPEARS, this can lead up to Cody turning heel, and we have that Four Horsemen group because Cody kept teasing it in the past. A Four Horsemen, he kept throwing up the four sign and everything. So with MJF being obviously the apparent leader of the group, this just shocked me. But that doesn't mean I'm mad about it because this is going to be a crazy heel stable, and this is the perfect way for Jericho to turn babyface because let's be real. I know everyone loves Jericho as a heel. Like, oh my God, he's so good as a heel. I love when he calls me out. But let's be real. You can't be a heel and you got 10,000 people in the arena chanting your own theme song. Like, come on. Like, you really think a heel wants people to sing his own theme? Like, that's such a babyface reaction. Even on his cruise. Like, I'm like, how is Jericho a babyface when these people are literally on his cruise and they're singing this theme? Also, once crowds do come back, I do believe that Blood and Guts will be the first official, show with full fans in full capacity. Scrap this whole elite versus inner circle. That's not happening. Put inner circle and MJF's new heel stable, because we don't know what it's called. Put them in Blood and Guts instead, because let's be real. And I know there are fans out there, the elite, but let's be real here. Is there really still an elite? I mean, come on. Hangman is with the Dark Order. He's with his friendship, love story better than Twilight with, again, the Dark Order. You have the Young Bucks doing their own thing with the tag team titles. You got Kenny Omega getting 6ix9ine by Don Callis and the Good Brothers watching along. Like, let's be real here. There really is no elite. They're off doing their own thing. They quietly separated. Well, then again, Hangman did get kicked out of the elite, but that's besides the point. The point is that if you ever do Blood and Guts, which I know they will, do Inner Circle versus MJF's new heel group. And, let's give AEW some credit on their storytelling. The one thing that I really love about AEW with their storylines is that they don't rush it, okay? They do that slow burn. You had MJF, and Jericho. You had the slow burn. That was cool. You had Kenny Omega, slowly, but getting there to his heel, the slow burn. That is what is so good about AEW, is that they don't rush things, okay? They don't do a storyline, and then after 2 weeks, it's already over. Oh, let's move on. No. They want you to think it's over, but it's not actually over. And, it's the whole long-term storytelling booking of wrestling. Wrestling 101. And if you guys have, again, seen my previous videos, and I had a video entitled Storytelling Matters in Pro Wrestling. And I mean by that, and I will always stand by that, as long as I am breathing air into my lungs, I do believe that storytelling matters in professional wrestling, no matter what aspect of professional wrestling it is. So now you're probably thinking, well, DC, what's the story with MJF and SHAWN SPEARS and FTR? Think about it. Just last year, when AEW had their first show without crowds, when they were in Daly's place. You had the wrestlers on one side, the heels on one side, and the baby faces on the other side. We saw Tony Schiavone talking with MJF. But who was with MJF? Yes, he had Wardlow, but who was also with him? It was SHAWN SPEARS. And I know you were probably thinking, well, DC, they were just placing money, placing bets on matches. They were just doing the whole typical heel stick. Like, what's the big point about this? It's because nearly a year later, they get together. And it's funny how they powerbombed Chris Jericho off the stage onto the two tables, because I believe, and you correct me if I'm wrong here in the comment section, the last AEW show saw the Inner Circle powerbomb Jon Moxley, who was the AEW World Champion at the time, getting powerbombed off the table. It's those stuff, man. That's what's so good about AEW. Okay, AEW does a really good job with these slow burns and not forcing us. You know what I mean? I hope you do. But yeah. So this is a short little video. Again, I think this heel run's gonna be great, especially for the people who didn't like MJF in the Inner Circle. I know there were a few AEW fans that were like, "Oh, get MJF out of the Inner Circle," because it didn't fit him, and MJF can go back to being that dastardly heel. I mean, just that prick, that arrogant prick. And I mean, even when he was in the Inner Circle, he was. But I mean, he's singing and dancing. Some were saying that he was a comedy joke. Hell, some people were actually saying that MJF being in the Inner Circle was hurting his career. Which is funny, because MJF's like 20-something years old and he hasn't even reached his peak yet. But that's besides the point. The point is that, this heel run, this heel stable is gonna do good. And they might be even crazier than the Inner Circle. So that's the video. Subscribe to the channel. I will do a Friday Night SmackDown review tonight. But like I said, subscribe to the channel, guys. We are just almost there. We're at 91, guys. We're almost there. We're about 98 subscribers away from getting the big 100, the 3-digit number, 100 subscribers. We're almost there, people. So that's the video. This has been the Kid DC Wrestling. And so, yeah.